Welcome, everybody, to yet another episode of the Three Alarm Comics podcast in conjunction with a shared universe. With me, I have my two good friends, Mr. Mike Zapcic and Ming Chen.
What's up, my friend? How are you?
I am doing very, very well. Just getting ready for the things coming up. We're rearranging things and trying to figure things out, and still anxious to talk about the things that we can't talk about.
I know. I'm sorry, Scott. Hi, everybody. I was just sharing a Facebook.
Cool. Thank you.
Here, but Scott and I have a project in the works that we can't talk about. But we know what it is, and we know it's really cool. So
we actually just talked about a project that we can talk about, though.
Let's.
So anybody who's tuning in or watching it later, during COVID, Mike and I teamed up on doing a couple of different live sales where, he put stuff up for auction auction for sale. And we did too. So we talked a little bit, and we're going to try to do it at least once a month and try to get some products out to everybody out there. Maybe some things you couldn't get a hold of, maybe some things that you've been wanting to get a hold of. So look forward for the announcements for that soon. We'll probably do it and share it on both his site and on the Three Alarm Comics stuff.
Damn straight.
What was the biggest thing you sold last time?
Who are you talking to, Ming? Me or Scott?
Either.
Well, actually, I mean, the biggest thing I sold was actually to I think it was the one per store variant of the Turtles Last Ronin, which I actually sold to Darren and Amy. and
are you guys trading things like back and forth? Because I don't know if that.
Well, and actually, he didn't sell it then, but I think the biggest thing Mike sold that day was a book to me.
No. I
didn't buy it till later. But
you guys could just get together yourselves and just start pushing comics.
Yeah, but it gives the illusion that we're doing something. So.
Right. Okay, I was just wondering.
The funny thing is, I sold 2 copies of the Aquaman. Was it 36?
35.
35. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh my God. Encyclopedic knowledge of comics, my ass. Aquaman 35. First Black Manta. I gotten my hands on 2 copies of that. And
house phone.
Sorry, that was not the house phone. But I had 2 copies of Aquaman 35, First Black Manta. And now it's like through the roof.
Honestly, I haven't been keeping up with it because, I mean, I wanted the book for me. It's not, well, actually, I wanted the book for one of our good friend of mine who's also been a long time customer. So I originally bought it for, but after seeing what Darren had done to it, I don't know if it's going to leave my possession or not.
Oh, very nice.
I should just see. Amy's saying the Turtles book gets sent to CGC to get Kevin Eastman to sign it. So
he's doing a signing.
I think he's doing one at CGC. So you can mail them in and get them to sign. They'll come back.
Smart, man. That guy. God bless him. That guy's printing his own money, man. I love it. I love seeing him at cons. They have the Turtles toys with the pizza boxes, and I just seen him just signing pizza boxes for hours.
One of the things I love about him is, he doesn't charge for his signatures or for sketches.
He's a great guy. I love Kevin.
Yeah, he actually we watched him. We were set apart across from him at one of the conventions. And what I loved about him, he would do a sketch for somebody when it came time for him to do a sketch. But when he was done, he would actually stand up and walk down the line and ask people, all right, who's here just for an autograph? Who's here for a sketch? If you were just for an autograph, he would just sign the book as he went down the line and he handed it back to you, so you don't sit there and wait forever for the people who are actually wanting to get sketches.
Great guy. And his wife is fantastic too. And that's really, Ming, she's the reason why you love Kevin so much.
Courtney Eastman?
Courtney, she's amazing.
She's part of Team Eastman, yes, for sure.
Well, wasn't he married at one time to Julie Strain as well?
We don't talk about that, Scott.
Okay, all right.
We like to stay in Kevin's good graces.
All right. Well, I mean, I just go by. I don't know him that well.
I got you. And hey, that's perfectly fine.
Let's see. Also, just so Amy also says when we start doing the sales, she has a feeling to be spending a lot of money soon.
Excellent. Good
I
deal.
I could actually vouch for that. When Amy and Darren came down here, when Brian was down here, they were not shy at all on picking a bunch of stuff up.
And how did that go? Have we talked since then? I don't know if we have.
I don't think we have actually. Not. It actually went wonderful. Brian, I got to give it to him. I've known Brian for pretty much as long as I've known y'all two. I know you two a lot better than him, but he came down for originally for the charity for the curemsd.org. And he had just called me up and said, "Hey, do you mind sponsoring the flight so it doesn't have to come out of the charity, and we'll do a signing there." The turnout was great. We raised a lot of money for the charity. We ended up, I'm guessing from the stuff went through, he did fairly well when he came through. So the only downfall of the whole thing was we had one of the local breweries here was doing a Ohala Red beer, and as we did the signings and everything on Friday and Saturday, we headed up there Saturday night, and he had been promoting it so much on social media that by the time we got there, the kegs had blown. Everybody had gone up there and had ordered it, and the owner thought he had a keg stuck to the side, but one of the bartenders had stuck it out, and so basically Brian was unable to try any of his own beer.
You didn't get any of his own beer.
Not a single sip.
You didn't get one either.
Oh no, I had some. Before it came in, but I had to make sure. I had to sample it to make sure it was up to standards.
Yeah.
Well, I sampled more than one, but yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess that's good that they sold out.
Snooze, you lose, man.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. But one of the cool things was one of the guys down here is 1 Foot in the Grave is the name of their little company. They have a digital printing studio, 3D printing, and they actually made a Ohala Red beer tap for him.
Wow.
Which he was able to bring home. So
I think they 3D printed it, right? Was it the little Dante on there?
It was basically it was his Ohala Rant logo with his little circle thing and they fixed it where it didn't say rant, it said red at the end, so it said Ohala Red.
All right, so you left with the consolation prize.
So now actually I've got him working on a few other ones because after being up there, I don't see why there should not be in a shared universe beer tap to go on the keg raiders up there.
That'd be awesome. So is this your new place now? I know Crooked Letter is not there, or maybe it is still there.
Well,
but
actually, the guy who owns it used to be the brewer at Crooked Letter. So
cool.
He actually, when Crooked Letter shut down, he ended up starting his own place. It's a little. When you come down after Pensacon, we'll definitely take you. They have pizza, gyros, skewers, pretty much anything, pasta, and the gentleman who owns it has no idea how to cook a meal for one person.
Aha, I like those kind of people.
You will be taking food home or throwing some away.
I think I saw the weirdest thing I ever saw at the Crooked Letter Brewery is Mike, you're a fan of old school wrestling, right? WWF.
Oh God.
I'm a fan of WOR wrestling, for God's sakes.
we
fly Schnucka.
Scott and I once saw the Honky Tonk Man doing stand up there once.
Oh, it was a train wreck.
It was interesting.
Let's just say he's very old South.
There's some people who shouldn't do stand up.
There
are a lot of people who shouldn't do stand up.
He should have sat down.
I didn't think it was bad. I just said it was interesting.
It was very interesting. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out how the easiest way to put this, but I guess about the easiest way, he is very old South.
It sucked, and he was very racist.
There we go. But everything else was great. We had a good time over there. But yeah, matter of fact, they got a wrestler over. I think Jeff Hardy, I believe, is over in Mobile right now doing a signing. So,
oddly enough, the Hardy's Burger Emporium.
Do what?
That's not as regional as it actually it is. It's not regional for you, Scott.
No. It's definitely unregional.
Carl Jr.'s.
I know that one.
Or is it Carl's Jr.?
It's plural, Mike.
Carl's Jr.'s.
It is Carl's Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if it's more than one, would it be Carl's Jr.'s?
Yes.
Okay, so making sure. So how's things been going up at the stash? Like I said, I've talked to you a few times on the phone, but first time I get a chance to talk to you face to face in a what bit.
Busy, busy, busy. It's been going gangbusters. We've been doing a lot of stuff. We're as a matter of fact, I talked to you today about May the 4th,
Right.
which is coming up very soon. We did gangbusters on 420. Our promotion worked out very well. We had the signed posters by Jay and Kevin. That was great.
Did you save one for Scott here?
No, he didn't
Why
ask.
would you do that?
He didn't ask me.
No,
Scott, I've got one for you. So,
oh, cool. I appreciate it.
I'll give it to Ming to bring down to you for Pensacon.
There we go. Because I actually have some stuff to give to Bing to bring you back up from afterwards. So.
What do you want, a pack mule? Like I got to first pack another suitcase?
Well,
Shit, yeah.
Well, as long as we don't know where you stick it to smuggle it, that's all us.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, because I was also seeing the 420 thing, and then I'm telling you right now, I'm loving, especially the backdrop. You both have started back up. I sell comics again.
Absolutely,
and it's been amazing.
Thank you. We decided to reestablish the old school I sell comics. The weekly comics report, and it again been going to a lot of people were very happy to see us back.
I was for sure. Like I said, the fact you're doing it right in front of the counter, which if anybody hasn't been to the stash yet, where they've set up is actually right in front of the register and counter and everything else. So that's the backdrop for it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It looks great on the screen, looks great in person. So kudos and thank you for bringing it back.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for listening. I mean, that was our bread and butter.
We always look for your comment. We always look for your comments.
Yeah.
Scott, watching. Is he awake?
Oh, I'm usually awake at 5 o'clock in the morning. So as soon as that little thing pops up, I'm clicking on it and ready to go. Matter of fact, I think this past yesterday, matter of fact, I watched it while I was at work at the fire department. So
are you supposed to be doing that? It's like, what if?
I mean, there was nothing going on at the time. So
okay, I'm just checking. I don't know what the rules are. Like, hey, Hoverman, what are you doing over there?
I was in charge that day. So if anybody was going to get on to me, it would have been me. Honestly, with the fire department, as long as we get our work done, we pretty much, barring any calls, we can pretty much do what we want to do.
Right.
Get your work done. Like if you just leave a fire going.
Well, I mean, it depends on how bad the fire is. I mean,
Hey, those kids got to earn their keep.
It's always a 3 alarm at 3 alarm.
And speaking of which, actually something else I had talked to Mike about earlier, I did want to bring up to anybody who's listening. Yeah. We are actually trying to get some stuff together for a little boy over in the Pensacola area. Him and his family were caught in a house fire, and he got burned pretty bad. He's actually at a burn center in Galveston, Texas right now. He is a huge Harry Potter fan. We are trying to get stuff together to send over to him. So anybody listening, if you've got something you want to donate, you could either get a hold of me, you could get a hold of Mike over at Pensacon. We're both kind of spearheading it to get this kid as much as possible if he's sitting there in the hospital room, let's help him at least be a little happy about it.
So how can people help?
Tell you what, if you give me 1 second, let me pull up the link.
Okay, do you have a GoFundMe or
there is a GoFundMe, but then there's also some other stuff. Let me see if I can pull up the link right quick on my phone, and then sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't even thinking I was going to talk about it, but let me see if I can pull it up to send to myself. Let's see here.
Scott, you're so unprepared.
I know. I can't help it. It just happens. I'm about to do it this way because it's a big long thing. But it's all part of the WEAR is the ABC affiliate over in Pensacola, and they're the ones that actually did put this article out. Let me send it to myself real quick, and then I will bring it up on the screen.
Yeah, my kids were big into Harry Potter, so I'm gonna see if I've got any magic wands downstairs, or I think we bought a sorting hat at
Really? You have
yeah,
a hat? So what house did it sort you into, Mike?
Slytherin. It's like definitely Slytherin. You're a bad person, Michael. Get to Slytherin.
Tell you what, I'm gonna do a screen share.
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll bring it up and I'll kind of show.
I'm gonna scratch my eye.
I'll scroll through it a little bit. There we go. So there it is. There. Yeah, he's a little boy from Pensacola.
Aw.
His name is Tajon. That's right. And yeah, he's over at the over in Galveston, Texas, for the Children's Burn Center there. But if I get to the bottom, oh crap! I shouldn't let go of that. Let's see. You can send stuff to Tajon Oliver at the Shriners Children's Hospital in Texas. There's an address. There's the GoFundMe. I'm going to pull it up so I can put the address on here. Let's see. Let's get rid of that real quick.
Okay. I GoFundMe too, which is all right. That might.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna in the comments. I'm gonna post a link to the GoFundMe.
Oh, that's awesome.
Then also, I guess, well, it's just about you. So, yeah, in the comments down there, I posted a link to the GoFundMe. So anybody who'd like to go on there and just donate money to help out, please do. You know, with the industry I'm in, you know, outside of comics, you know, you see stuff like this, you know, especially a young kid, 10 years old, it
God, yeah.
kind of breaks your heart. So.
Not just kind of, Scott. If this doesn't hit you in the feels, you've got no heart. So.
Absolutely. And I will make sure I will put it up on our Facebook page as well and our other social media. So if you, for some reason, the link doesn't work that I posted here in the chat, then I'll have it on there as well.
Gotcha. I was going to send, Ming, you're going to like this. I was going to send Scott a couple of trade paperbacks of Books of Magic. And then I'm like, kid's 10 years old. I don't think that this is right for him.
Why not?
The worst part is I had actually already thought about it as well.
Because Ming Chen has never read Books of Magic. That's why.
Oh, well, let me break it down for you for a second there, Ming.
Okay.
Books of Magic is what J.K. Rowling ripped off to make Harry Potter.
Oh, nice. Okay.
To the point where, you know, there's a young wizard with and, you know, another wizard comes in and trains him. He's got an owl. He's got a little mark on his forehead. Yeah. So, yeah, he's trained by other magicians. So
surely that author's been greatly compensated for this. Right?
Well, actually, the guy who wrote the original one was Neil Gaiman.
And he gave his blessing, actually. He said, you know what? All writers go to the same well. So,
all right.
You know,
Wow. That's very, very, very generous of him.
Well, and quite honestly, I don't think he had a leg to stand on, considering he created it for DC, who is owned by Warner Brothers, who also puts out Harry Potter.
Wow. Yeah,
I'm sure they talk to him, but Neil Gaiman is a very genuine person anyway. So he's probably like, or his lawyer came to him and says, "Bloke, you ain't got a leg to stand on." His solicitor, I'm sorry, not his lawyer.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is also the gentleman who went after Todd McFarlane for decades and finally got Angela back from him.
Yeah, but that was a point of pride. True. Yeah, right. I don't know.
But if you ever do get a chance to read Books of Magic, I do give it a very, very high rating. It's a great book, and
it is, but it's not for a 10-year-old.
No. But and also, once you're done, when you're thriving for more, there is a little side story as a 4-issue miniseries called Mr. E, which actually finishes up some of the storyline from the Books of Magic.
Yeah, and Mr. E is kind of what's the word I'm looking for, Scott?
Asshole.
I was going to say dick, but all right, you want to go asshole route? That's fine.
Yeah, basically, he's who I see she used to become Voldemort later on.
Yeah.
But give it a shot, man. I'm telling you, if you haven't read them, you've missed out. Especially if you're a Harry Potter fan, you'll never look at it the same way again.
I'm looking for a story that I can rip off and dumb down and then get it out to the masses so I can become a multi-billionaire.
Well, just go find a book that's meant for a mature reader's audience, dumb it down for kids, and you know.
And make sure you publish in the same
company
publishing house.
Right.
From the book that you ripped off.
Right.
So
seems to be a pretty easy formula, though.
You know what? I'm going to leave it up to you to go ahead and do that, and we'll see what happens.
Seems to be an easy formula. Did you think of it, Ming? I don't think so.
No, I didn't. No, smarter people than I thought of it, and they made it work for them. Good for them.
Good for all those people.
Yes,
all those multi-billionaires. I'll just sit here and drink my Fanta, my Shasta.
Yeah. I'm gonna have my rocket pop.
Does it taste like a rocket pop in beer form?
It actually does, believe it or not.
Crazy.
I mean, it's a goza, so it's got that little bit of a salty aftertaste, but it actually mixes
That's
very
what I'm
well.
looking for in my rocket pop.
A little bit of salt on top.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It brings out the sweetness. So, well, Mick, you also just got back from your first convention in quite a while.
I did. I went to the beautiful city of Hannibal, Missouri, which is most well known for being the birthplace of Mark Twain. And I didn't know what to expect. It was a con that I got invited to a year ago and it got postponed a couple times. And the promoter went through like pretty much every roadblock that could have been put up for her, and still made it happen. Despite, I mean, this con went on despite all odds. So I have to give a shout out to her. Her name is Debs Logue, and great show. I got to the town, and there's like 2 streets there, and I was like, oh, okay, like it's. I've been to a town that small since me and Mike went to this little town in Minnesota a few years back, and you could walk the whole town in like 15 minutes. So I didn't know what to expect, but they put on a great show. It was their second year, and first year they got about 4,000 people. This year they got just a little over 6,000. So
wow, okay,
yeah, it was cool.
And how the hell did you find out? Did you know there was going to be a movies pop up there beforehand?
No, completely by accident. So coincidentally, in St. Louis, which is where I flew into, they were doing the movies pop up this week. I think it started April 23rd, I want to say, and is running until May 1st or 3rd.
And did you have to get reservations, or did they just let you?
Yeah, all of them are reservation only. Partially because of the pandemic, but secondly, they kind of got it down to a system where they know how much food and stuff they need to order. Everything's prepaid. Each hour block, they know, like 15 people are going to come. So it's very organized.
Cool.
Until freeloaders like me throw a monkey wrench into the plan. They're like, hey, I'm coming down, guys. I don't know when I'm coming or what, but save some food for me.
Yeah, I'll be there.
They gave me a very, very warm welcome. And I don't know if you saw the article. Billboard Magazine did an article recently about how the movies how it works is that they'll take over a restaurant wherever they are. Usually, usually not a chain restaurant, be independent restaurant. They'll convert it to a movies for a week or two, and then everybody makes money. Everybody wins.
Well, just out of curiosity, because we actually have a restaurant right here in our parking lot.
Yes, you do.
Contact.
There's a guy. His name is Derek. I'll give you his contact.
Okay.
Literally, I was talking to the guy working at this movie. He says, like, listen, this movies by being here probably saved the restaurant because COVID wiped them out. They didn't really have any business over the last 14 months, and so it was a nice publicity. It was a little cash injection and just fun. And so that's what the article was about. It was about how these movies were really kind of, one cow tipper at a time, sort of saving the restaurant industry, which I don't think a lot of people thought of. They thought, it's just kind of a fun thing to do. But, you pay a little premium for the atmosphere and the experience, and you have a fun time. So people paying get something, and the restaurant and Kevin gets something. Everybody wins.
It's a win-win-win-win because everybody. And here's the thing: you're paying money anyway, and you're getting. If you go to McDonald's, you're getting an inferior burger. Here, you're getting a superior burger. It tastes delicious, and you get to go to what was once a fictional restaurant. The only thing that would be cooler would be to go to Jack Rabbit Slim's and get that $5 milkshake.
Well,
Which
and
somebody
I got to say, I've got to give it to you. I mean, you being a trained chef and everything, so the burgers and everything else, are that good?
They are delicious. It's like, I would put it on par with, I'm trying to think, one of the best chain burgers I've ever had is
Okay.
In-N-Out Burger. It harkens back when McDonald's actually used meat in their burgers when they were delicious.
No sawdust.
And yeah, no, what did they call that? No slaughterhouse scrapings. It's 100% pure beef. It's made right on premises. I watched these guys making the special sauce, the cow tipper sauce, and I was like, "You guys are awesome."
You saw the secret sauce?
I did.
So what's the secret?
None of your damn business.
What do you care? Okay, spill.
Like I'm going to tell
Secret
you,
is love.
like on the off chance that Kevin ever finds out that we did a podcast
Right.
about this and talked about his special sauce, about dragging that 55-gallon drum of mayonnaise out into the sun. Oh my God.
It's ketchup, relish, and mayonnaise, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's more than that, but it's delicious.
Well, also, what I noticed, apparently they had something that was just exclusive to the cow balls or something like that, or was that something that's everyone?
No, I think that was exclusive to them. They were balls of meat with like honey habanero sauce. They were really good. They're called.
That's great. See, and that's what they should do. That's what they should have a special for. Just a little something special for every region,
Like if we went down here, since we have the seafood, we could have the I got crabs burger.
Sure, why not? Or a chum bucket, whatever you want.
Yeah. So the point is, if you want a movies to come to your town, talk to a local independent restaurant that is a Kevin fan and might be open to repainting their outside purple for a week. Has the infrastructure. They have the grills. They have a deep fryer for the tater tots, the hater tots. They'd be willing to let Kevin and Derek and his team come in and transform it for a week or two, and if you want to make a little bit of money. But it was as easy as that. All the restaurants I've talked to, the one here, the one in St. Louis, they contacted them through Instagram.
Okay.
And, hey, we would love to do this if you would love to, if you would have us, and that's all it took.
All right, I'll get the information from you, and I'll pass it along to the guy that owns this, because he's a huge fan of Kevin's, and they've got pretty much everything you need to do it. Right now, the building is blue, but I'm sure we could make it purple pretty easily.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a shade of blue.
Yeah, it's a bluish.
The place Gianni's that turned into the movies, they were so gung ho about doing it. They were out over the moon making this place into movies, because it was a converted Burger King originally. We used to call it the Ghost King because nobody ever went there. So yeah.
Well, how do they do that? I noticed there's always a lot of props and things like that. That all comes with the setup that they do when they come in and set up.
Yeah, they've got it down to a science.
Oh, cool. So basically, all you have to do on your end is pay your portion and paint it purple.
Yeah. They set the team down and transform it. So
and show you how to prep, and you use your existing staff.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Damn it! Now I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to make this happen, even if he doesn't want it to.
And it's delicious
to have a movies in the parking lot of the comic shop.
That would be pretty cool.
How could you go wrong?
Or you could go the Coming to America route and just do whoobies.
The whoobies?
Whoobies.
Oh, man.
It's not a tipper.
Then we'll sue your ass.
It's a calf tipper. We don't have arcs. We have arcs.
It's spelled whoobies with two E's at the end.
Yes. Yeah. See, our buns, they ain't got no sesame seeds. So it's completely different.
We don't have hater tots. We have hate your tots.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, let your soul glow. Your soul glow. You'll be fine. But anyways, so the con was a smash success. and it gave me hope that the convention world, the exhibition world, the world itself will be back to normal. It's on its path of becoming normal again. So this is a nice, I guess I don't want to call it a test case, but it was it was a smaller convention, which little safer, and I think I think the bigger ones will be coming soon.
Well, as far as I know, this is the third one I know of. There was the one in I think Miami SuperCon.
Did they do it?
Yeah, because Brian actually went to it.
Florida SuperCon.
Yeah, Florida SuperCon.
It used to be owned by Mike. What's his name?
Broder.
Yeah.
That's it.
They did that earlier on this year, and then I want to say there was one up in Alabama, like the one in Birmingham area.
Oh, yeah, no, it's Huntsville. I was there a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I think this is the third one, and I think Pensacon will be the fourth one that I know of this year.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, I mean, Florida SuperCon's a good size one too, but between that and Pensacon, I think those are going to be the two big ones that'll be the kind of kickoff of it all.
Yeah. So I mean, scale wise, I mean, it's definitely happening. I see no indication that it's not. Will it be on the same, close to the same scale as it usually is?
So at Pensacon?
Yes.
So I mean, actually, I talked to Mike a little bit earlier today, and so they're doing everything they can to keep everything safe. So that front little area where they normally have the food trucks and everything else, that little parking lot up front,
the tent,
that is actually going to be almost like a tent city. They're going to have people set up out there.
Okay.
Tent city.
Yeah, I know it doesn't sound good,
That's horrible.
But so basically they're going to have vendors who it's all on a volunteer basis. So basically they offered the vendors a good deal and plus a good deal towards next year if they would set up outside. So they offered it to vendors who could easily break down and set up. Some people from Artist Alley. No, the inside they've spread out the aisles, made them bigger, and then like I said, the celebrities will kind of be they've actually spread out the celebrity area to where they're in those normal places up on the third ring. But there's also going to be some on the first floor and up on the second ring. They're spreading everything out, and they're so far. I think even with their photo ops, which I don't know if they've even released yet, but from what I'm gathering, they'll be like plexiglass. So it really depends on the person, but if they'll either do it where the celebrity will be behind a sheet of plexiglass and the person is standing kind of beside them in front of them.
Oh, awesome! Like a peep show.
Yeah, so you got so you just put a
wow. Yeah,
yeah. The window,
like the $5 underneath
the curtain goes up, and
if we could see
Tell
Mike,
me what you want.
See Mike Zapcic shaking his ass. Shake it faster.
That costs extra.
Shake it.
That's 50 cents.
All right. Your 3 minutes are up.
But yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, everything he was saying, the ticket sales have been like, especially lately, have been tremendous.
Okay, good.
And quite honestly, he went up to, I know there's another one, South Carolina, I think did one. He went up to visit it, and I actually have a bunch of friends who went as guests up there, and they said it was almost like a perfect storm up there. So between everybody getting their stimulus checks in, getting their income tax in, plus the fact that they've been stuck inside, not be able to do anything and spend any money. Quite honestly, everybody said they did 3 to 4 times better than they have ever done at a show.
Okay.
So
I'm looking forward to that part.
I unfortunately am tethered to the stash.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Duty comes first. I know Ming gives you a hard time, but out of anybody, I can understand what you're going through.
Yeah. Well, believe me, this is not a complaint. It's just, unfortunately, timing kind of sucks. But I love Pensacon. Hopefully, I'll be down there next year.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, we'll talk. I already laid the groundwork for that one.
Cool. I just texted Kevin that you were complaining. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, text him, please.
But no, the big thing is I know what it's like to actually be in charge and running a shop, and everybody seems to think that it's the best job in the world, which it is. It's a lot of fun, but there's also a lot of hard work and a lot of things that people don't see or notice that you have to deal with in order to keep things running as smoothly as they are perceived to be.
Oh yeah, the only time that they see it is when it doesn't get done. So
So I got to applaud you. You know, you came in, you took it over. As a one fellow retailer to the other, I got to give you credit. You came in and took over something you weren't even expecting to do, and the shop looks phenomenal. Everything was great. So I'll give credit where credit's due.
Thank you.
So, all right, now I've sucked up enough, but
you did. Thank you. That was great.
Yeah. Anybody's going 65 North Broad Street? See, I've even got
not north. It's just 65 Broad Street.
No, I'm sorry.
Send them north Broad Street.
All right,
get them killed.
Maybe that's where I got lost when we were up there. We were driving around like, where is this?
Yeah, you want to go to North Broad Street.
I know. Scott Huberman got carjacked on North Broad Street.
Well, actually, while we were up there, so we found out.
He didn't even have a car. So how did that? I don't know how that happened.
We went out with Amy and Darren, and we were going somewhere. Actually, it was one of the times where I think I stuck around, and I ended up going out with Ming doing some stuff. Well, they were out running around, and I guess there's another Broad Street in a town close by.
Yes.
Well, I say close by, maybe like 30, 40 minutes away. Well, that's where they ended up.
There are a lot of Broad Streets in a lot of towns.
So, so they ended up going well over an hour out of their way and being in the wrong area.
And there's another Red Bank in New Jersey too. So
really,
it's in South Jersey. It's the weirdest thing. There are two Red Banks in New Jersey. It's like, why? But I think you guys used to get calls, right? It's like, hey, where's the store? I'm by the McDowell's. Yeah, by the McDowell's and the big giant lake. Like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, oh wait, you're in the Red Bank in Gloucester County, not Monmouth County.
Yeah.
Actually, believe it or not, and I wish I could remember their names. We had two of your customers in the shop today. They were actually from the Red Bank area. They happened to be down here. They flew down to go to the casinos, and I guess they had family down here. And I told them when they came back up to mention my name next time they came in the stash, so you could charge them double.
Yeah, and I'll throw them out.
I wish I could remember their names. I can't for the life of me right now. I probably should have wrote it down, but yeah, because they're regulars up there at the stash, and
cool.
They're from the I forget what it wasn't Red Bank, but some little outlying area right around there.
Fairhaven, Little Silver.
Fairhaven, that was it. Fairhaven.
All right.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was it. But yeah, they super nice guys. They end up coming in buying a bunch of Wolverine books.
Cool.
So I'm good to that.
Wow, Scott, you're welcome.
Hey, actually, believe it or not, I have a lot of people probably within the past few months call up and say, hey, we were referred to you by the Secret Stash looking for stuff. So I'm not going to complain at all.
Well, we're doing that, and like I said, that coalition is starting to pay off in ways that I had no idea. So it's really cool.
Oh, and speaking
of that, another teaser for people.
I can't thank you enough as well too. Because when Brian was down, Mike was nice enough to let me be able to get a hold of some things. And one of the things we ended up having was that autograph poster by Kevin for the Clerks 2 movie poster.
Right. Okay.
We ended up putting that as part of the raffle for the thing. Brian signed it as well, and
cool.
That we ended up putting that up as part of the raffle for the charity.
Hey, did Brian stick you with a first-class plane ticket? I bet you he did.
Oh, no, actually, I don't know if I ought to be saying this or not. I'll tell you, we'll talk about this afterwards. I don't know.
I think he said we heard. He did not. He did
not do that. But I don't know if he wants me saying this to everybody else, but I'll fill you in on it once we get off the live.
He wrote on the wing. What a guy!
I will.
Holy cow!
What actually, how actually it all went down. But yeah. Amy's asking, did the $1,000 ticket purchaser win the poster? Actually, believe it or not, he did. He won most of the prizes. Then we had like 17 prizes to give away. We had 4 people won other things, and he won everything else. But you know what? You throw $1,000 on the freaking table for a raffle for a good cause. You know what? I can't be upset that you win most of the stuff.
No, absolutely not.
Are you kidding me? You're pretty much just buying it, but that's
right.
It's like betting on every horse in a race. You're going to win.
What's funny is, we were the guy who did it. We were over at the Gamers and Geek store, the gaming store over in Mobile, and I kind of walked away a little bit, maybe about 20 feet away, and all of a sudden I hear somebody just yelling, "Shit! Shit! Holy shit!" And it was Brian. And it was after finding out this guy's buying $1,000 worth of tickets to the thing. But apparently this guy's known very much for, anytime there's a charity, he helps out as much as possible.
Wow. All right. What a guy.
Yeah, he goes by, I couldn't tell you his real name, but he goes
by
Bubba.
Bubba?
Bubba. That's his name.
Bubba?
On everything was Bubba.
That's awesome. Is Uncle like Shrimp Scampi? No?
And shrimp, yeah,
Shrimp from a shrimping family.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, the whole event though turned out really, really well. I was very, very happy. Very sorry, I'm off screen a little bit here. Very happy, and we ended up raising a lot of money for the charity. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, but even you said just to bring them up, because I know they're sponsors of yours, and she's commented a lot. But Amy and Darren were down here for it. I didn't realize till after they left, they had never met Brian before.
I mean, I think if you were to meet Brian, if you wanted to meet Brian, I think meeting him at 3 Alarm was probably the way to do it.
Well, honestly, I wish I would have known beforehand, because we were all over Mobile. I just I hate to say it, I kind of left him alone for a bit because I just assumed they already met him and knew him, but didn't find out till afterwards. But yeah, so they actually got a chance to finally meet him and talk to him here. So that made me very happy. And everybody else that came in, like I said, it was a fun thing. We did live streams during it. We did it before he started, while he was doing it, after he got done. Matter of fact, we even did a live stream for pulling the tickets for the raffle.
Brian's a great guy, and he does stuff for a lot of causes. So
I will tell you this, though. What's funny is the local news came over. They filmed it while they're here, but also said he was here for the charity as well. And they did a segment, and I'll have to send it to you, but the news did a segment for the charity itself before the thing over here. And in the video clip, there's Brian sitting with Willow, who is the child, and Willow's mom. And Willow's dad is a good friend of me and Brian's, Tom. But as they're doing there, it almost looks like Brian is her father. Apparently they interviewed Brian during it, and they quote him in the article online. But the video, when you watch it, Brian's just sitting there watching other people talk. You don't hear, basically the mom's telling everything that's going on, and you don't hear Brian say a word.
Well, he's a proud father. I mean,
he was background dressing at that time.
He's, a proud dad, and his baby girls.
He was just there.
Yeah, he was 37, so.
Yes, he was. Okay. I did do the math in my head. What can I say?
But no, they like I said, overall it was a great thing. I'm sure Brian won't mind, because actually, since this was for charity, I can't tell you exactly what happened. Was actually happened after we came up there. I'd actually contacted Brian, but things didn't work out where we were able to see him while we were there. And he contacted me about a week later and said he was he's due to come down for the charity. He was going to MC an event for the charity down here, which he works with. And basically he asked me, he said, "Hey, would you be willing to sponsor the flight?" So and of course we did. And he even told me, he said, "Look," he said, "if you would," he goes, "you just book it, coach. I'll use my own points to upgrade it."
Oh, nice.
So the big thing was all for the charity. So yeah, I know as much as we want to, I can't talk shit about Brian. Everything he did was absolutely great.
Who's talking shit? I was sitting there saying he was a gremlin.
Yeah, no first class, none of that other crap. Well, he may have flew first class, but if he did, he used his points to do it. So, but yeah, it turned out to be a great thing, and a lot of people had fun. And Brian,
I just realized I'm sitting here. Who's talking shit about Brian O'Halloran? Oh, that was me. I'm sorry.
That would be you, Mike. That would be you.
That would be me. But I love the guy. He's a stand-up guy. He does stuff for charity. Can't fault him for caring. So
yeah, I said, and I guarantee you, in most cases, but for the fact that this was for a charity, he's willing to spend his own points and everything else. So and do whatever he could for it. So I'm happy with it. I hope they were happy with it, and I'm sure he was as well.
Ming, which was the con that you guys had to drive? Was
Oh,
that
that was,
Louisville or Lexington?
That was Lexington, yes.
Lexington.
How long of a drive was that?
Geez, it had to be about it was like 15 hours maybe through a
It was
snowstorm.
17 hours, yes.
It was very long. We were trying to outrun 2 converging snowstorms so that Brian could be back by the next day.
And I flew out that night. They were making fun of me for flying out the night before, but their thing got canceled. Their flights got canceled.
Had to drive.
And they had to drive.
Yeah, well, Brian was under some kind of deadline, so and we were like, well, if you're driving, we'll hitch a ride with you. So,
and y'all just drove down there and turned around and drove right back.
We didn't drive down. We just had to drive back. He had to be
okay.
For I can't remember, was it like an acting gig or it was something, but he absolutely positively had to be back in 24 hours.
Now how does that go? Having to be in a car with Brian for.
That was fun, and Brian Johnson was there too, and so was Scott Schiaffo. So it was a.
Oh, I thought this was about Brian Johnson to begin with.
Yeah, no, O'Halloran.
O'Halloran, okay.
It was Brian O'Halloran, Brian Johnson, and Scott Schiaffo with
Scott
Ming Chen in a car. Who did all the driving?
O'Halloran did. He's an excellent driver in the snow, and it was like where it was coming. It looks like you're going into hyperspace.
Yep.
There's that much snow, and you can't see the road because it's all covered in white. So props to Brian O'Halloran. He's an excellent driver in the snow.
Driving sideways, he's like, Ming, move your head. I can't see out the new windshield.
Well, he was telling me something. Speaking of Scott Schiaffo, I didn't realize that the music and stuff he does. I guess he was telling me once you buy his CD, you're also paying for the rights to use any of the music for anything you want to do.
Oh, it's non-fungible. Nice.
So there you go. So so basically, I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna go in there and buy some stuff, and because I've noticed here we're doing things as soon as we go to YouTube, I get these little notices. Oh, this is not ever going to be. You can never get funds from this because you're using copyrighted material for the little thing opening. But apparently, I said that's when you buy his music, you buy the rights to use it however you want to.
Yeah, that's cool. I wish it was all like that.
yeah. But yeah, that's what. Yeah. So basically, anything on there is like whatever your video can never be monetized.
Yeah, nice.
Now I did get some hints from some friends of ours, which I've been trying to start doing lately, especially with the YouTube stuff streaming on there. They've got quite a few thousand viewers, and they've only been doing it for not even a year. Basically, they're throwing hashtags like crazy on all this stuff, and that's what people use to look the things up. And I started doing it on our stuff, and it's caused our YouTubes to our views to go up exponentially.
That's awesome.
Porn? Hashtag porn?
Yeah, hashtag porn. Hashtag sex.
Hashtag big booty girls.
That's a thing. So, okay. Big booty girls. It's a Biloxi thing.
Hashtag, what was it? OnlyFans?
Yeah, OnlyFans, yes.
That is a thing, Scott. So what else is going on? What are you doing for May 4th? What do we got?
Honestly, I didn't even think about it until
what are you guys doing? You guys have been building this up. What's going on at the stash?
What's going on at the stash?
You're going to see Jedi George Lucas.
Yes.
You dressing up?
I'm going to dress up like George Lucas in a Jedi costume with a flannel
Jedi
undergarment.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can take a picture with George Lucas. I'm going to get the Harry Potter glasses.
Right.
And
I'm glad you're finally embracing this, Mike. I think it
oh my, of course, why not?
I love it.
I polled a couple people. I said, would you come in here to take a picture on May the 4th with Jedi George Lucas? And they're like, hell yeah. And I'm like, done, sold.
Well, if you don't want to get sued, you could just go in with a runny nose and they could take a picture with George Mucus.
Okay. And we're going to dress Johnny up. Cousin Johnny is dressing up like Darth Vader.
Really?
You can't wear these glasses because these aren't George Lucas glasses. So, Scott, send me your glasses.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even think about it until Mike called me. We were talking earlier today, and I was like, he's like, "What are you doing for May 4th?" I'm like, maybe I don't know, do a sale.
So now Scott's got nothing, and
Yeah.
I've got, and we're having a couple people cosplaying as Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Oh, you got two burnt skeletons there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Actually, I am gonna put a couple of burnt skeletons in the back and get your picture taken with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Actually,
Wow.
you put them out in those beautiful little glass case or glass things you got out front, so people take pictures as they walk by. That's what and I got to give it to you. That too. That I don't know if it's by sheer accident or you planned it that way, how the building had that, or if y'all had them put in. But those glass showcases or the glass window showcases coming in, fucking brilliant and gorgeous.
They were always like that, Scott. And they were always behind. They put up that brown butcher paper so you couldn't look in, but that's part of the selling point for me. I was like, this is going to be gorgeous.
Oh, it is, dude. I'll tell you, just the few things you got in there now, and I can imagine what you can do with that space. It's just going to be. I like that. I can understand why you wouldn't put the Buddy Christ in there because the sunlight coming in, you don't want it messed up and things like that. But I'm telling you, it's for me as a display space. It's a comic shop owner's dream.
Yep.
Honestly, I think what you ought to do one day is put Ming in there and let him podcast from one of those.
I suggested it actually. I did. We just put a little.
Not gonna happen.
Podcast from there. Yeah,
let him stream for that one right there where I think where Harley Quinn's at. Just pull her out, put Ming in with the table, and
just live models like 24/7.
No, I like the Harley Quinn in there more than Ming. So yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, I totally did suggest that. I was like, dude, let's podcast here.
Oh, you can't podcast right in the window.
Mike shot it down. He shot it down.
In hindsight, I'll have to agree with him because the backdrop you got now is way too perfect. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Thank you. I've been hitting them. I've been grounding and doing some triples. For the past couple months. So I'll take them.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna let them go because I know y'all. I screwed up earlier. I know y'all are an hour later than me, even though I didn't realize it. Everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Ming, Mike, y'all got anything else y'all want to pass along?
Come to Pensacon for sure. It's a mere 4 weeks away, I think.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, not even. I don't think.
Ladies and gentlemen, high energy Ming, come to Pensacon. We've got all your Pensacon needs.
Yeah, I'm recovering. Okay, I'm recovering.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your asses down to Pensacon. You will regret it. You'll say to yourself, "Where's Mr. T? He just left. When's he coming back?" And the man said, "I don't know."
Mr. T is not coming to Pensacon.
Mr. T is not coming to Pensacon, but Ming Chen is.
You missed him already.
Not Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Chen is, and that would be me. But
if you come, you just might get a chance to. Ming and I might be doing a little special live stream podcast there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So come on by and see us while we're there during the show, after the show, before the show.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, can we? I not really a shout out, but our friend Felix Silla passed away not too long ago.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
and he's actually supposed to be at the con I was at. So Mark Dotson was there, and usually Mark and Felix will travel together. I think has Felix been to the shop?
Well, yes. Well, not officially, but
what do you mean?
He was here when we did the Gulf Coast Fan Fest. Well, and he was here for it. And his agent Jimmy's a good friend.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he was here at the shop, but not ever in an official capacity. He just came here and hung out.
Okay,
with that.
But that still counts, Scott.
Yeah, I remember that he had been in there. Like, it wasn't, not, you didn't put him to work or nothing, but
well, I mean, I tried.
Some kid pissed in the corner. Go mop it up.
I couldn't afford the guarantee for him to grab the mop.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I wanted to give a shout to great guys, like super funny, man.
Yeah.
That guy, and then if you look at all the stuff he's been like, almost every one of our favorite sci-fi movies, he had at least some part in. He was the Ewok. God. He was the Ewok on the hang glider.
Yes,
Jedi, which I thought
he was at the very first con that Ming and I went to.
Really?
Yes, it was the super mega show. It wasn't even a con. It was a super mega show.
I think it was a fest. It had to be at least a fest.
No, it was super mega show because I
Okay.
still had my my name tag.
Okay.
And we were sitting in between Lee Merriweather and Kelly Hu. And right across from us was Vincent Pastorelli from The Sopranos.
Pastore.
Pastore? I thought it was Pastorelli. Whatever. I also called him McDowell or McDougal's before. So, but Vincent gets up. He's like, go over there and say hi to my friend. We were in, what was it? Mafia together.
Mafia.
And, yeah. And boy, was that funny because he came out between my legs. And I'm like, Vincent, what have you had to drink today? And turns out a lot. So, yeah. So God rest your soul there, Felix. I loved you in the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Cousin It.
I'll tell you one of my, and actually same thing. One of my best memories with them was when they were here. Had him and Naomi Grossman, who plays Pepper on the American Horror
Story. Yeah.
Beautiful woman. Her and my daughter got along great. But when we were all out one night, and there was one of the patrons decided he took a liking to Naomi and tried to start hitting on her. And Felix was having none of it and was wanting to tear. All he was doing was defending her honor, making sure she was safe and everything else. And you know what? I got to give it to him. He ran this guy off like he was nothing.
And I see in the comments, Richard McCausland, big shout out from the Language of Bromance podcast. Him and his friend drove all the way up here to podcast with me and Mike like a little over a year ago. And they're from the Missouri area. So they end up moderating all the panels at Big River Comic Con. And we end up partying together too. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna have to call Richard out then as a wuss because we were up there for the better part of a week and I was just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we partied it up. So a big shout out to him. We just found some really great dive bars. So just
kidding, Richard. I believe me. There's nobody. If anybody can hang with Ming going out, more power to you.
All you gotta do is keep up.
We kept up. We just stopped drinking.
Hydrate, Scott.
What you do to your liver is your own is of your own choice. So
your own get out. Yes.
Well, guys, once again, thank y'all. I know y'all are busy. Y'all get it back to your real lives, everything else. Thank y'all for coming by. Everybody, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see you next time.